We're Schoolhouse Connection, and here's another question from our inbox. We have a 10th grade student staying in a domestic violence shelter. The parent will not divulge the address of the shelter and is requesting that her child be picked up and dropped off at a donut shop. Our statewide transportation system will not pick up students at storefronts, and also the LEA needs a contact address. How are these types of situations usually handled? Well, in situations like this, schools cannot require the address of the shelter. In fact, as a critical element of safety to all families staying there, most domestic violence shelters do not allow residents to share the address. If the school were to require the parent to share the address, the parent would most likely be forced to leave the shelter, and all of the residents of the shelter could even be at risk. Even though the school would keep the address information confidential, there's no way to know if an administrator or person with access to the information could be an abusive spouse or relative of the abused spouse who might share the location information. Those safety reasons and shelter rules mean it would be a, quote, barrier to identification, enrollment, and retention in school for the school to require the parent to reveal the address of the shelter. Since the McKinney-Vento Act requires the school to remove those barriers, the school must allow the student to enroll and attend without that information. The bus will have to pick the student up at a mutually agreeable location. Considering that this is a domestic violence situation, the parent presumably is choosing a location where they believe their child will be safe. If needed, the school and the parent can work together to find a suitable location, not the shelter. That would be agreeable to both parties. McKinney-Vento does permit schools to require contact information, but the school cannot require information that would be a barrier to, again, quote, identification, enrollment, and retention in school, which the shelter address would be in this case. So a phone number for the parent and secondary contact information of the parent's choosing would be appropriate. To learn more about all the Q&As we've covered and to reach out to us, please visit schoolhouseconnection.org.